Hey, it's Bobby from BrewHardware.com, and I had a request to make a quick video on how to install our probe compression fittings. This is to install a probe thermometer through the sidewall of a vessel. The PComp 3 is specifically designed for the thick sidewall of the cooler, and it's not difficult to do, but it's not easy to explain in text and instructions on how to do this. So the requirement is that you need a 3/4 inch hole in the exterior shell and a 1/2 inch hole in the interior. And in order to get those two holes lined up, you want to use a small pilot bit, something like 1/8 of an inch or 3/16 or whatever you have. I like to go a little bit lower down, like a third up from the bottom of the cooler. I'm going to drill a hole straight through, as straight as I can, like as level as I can make it. Okay, now there's a hole going all the way through both layers. Now you could use several different bit types to do these holes. I personally like using hole saws because they make a really nice clean cut and they just make a little disc that pops out. I don't have the right size. I don't have a 3/4 or a 1/2 inch hole saw on hand, so I'm going to have to use my step bit. The first thing is you want to drill a 1/2 inch hole on the inside. Okay, and the way to tell if you're right there, you take your bushing, make sure that will push in, or at least thread in without much effort through that inside skin. Now you want to drill a 3/4 hole outside, and the way you know you got that is to stop when this coupling fits. Close. There's one more stop there. That fits now. Now the only thing you have left is a bunch of insulation on the inside here. You can use an X-Acto blade or a small flat bladed screwdriver. And you just want to kind of pry out a bunch of this. Now if you used a hole saw to do this, the hole saw would have bored out a plug of the insulation on its own. So that's why I also like So this is a little bit more time consuming and sloppy, but it definitely works. The goal is so that you can see the interior wall of the cooler and that there's like a donut of it, you know, like a 3/4 inch area exposed. So I could stick my finger all the way back to that back wall there. Now because I want to make my seal on the interior of the cooler, you have two different options. One is you can use the bushing, push it in from the inside of the cooler and then push this gasket down over the threads like this, and it's a little tricky to do. You have to use a screwdriver to kind of push it into place. Let's see if I can do that. It's not the easiest thing to do. Alright, that's not too bad. So, it may be hard to see, but the bushing's sticking in from the inside, and then I push the gasket on over there. If you manage to do it this way, you don't need to put any Teflon tape on the bushing at all. You just push this in there, start threading the bushing and coupling together. Now you want to take off the compression nut so that you can get to this hex here and tighten it up. I'm going to hold the bushing on the inside. The wrench. We're not going gorilla tight here. We're going just to crush that gasket a little bit. So now it's steady. Take your probe. Again, this could be up to 1/4 inch in diameter. You push the nut onto it. You might want to put a little Vaseline or some keg lube on these O-rings. Slide it through. Now you just tighten up this compression nut. There you go. Leak free, ready to go. So I can show you the interior. So there's that. I forgot to put the stainless steel washer back on behind that bushing. There should be that stainless washer on there. When you're putting the gasket on the inside of this hole, like I just did, you want the stainless washer, this one, to be behind that hex. So that's just really quickly how you install this thing. It should be leak free the first time.